You're still doing a lot of mainstream, right? Yourself?
Like porn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
mainstream
porn.
bodybuilding. I don't know.
Life is a challenge.
How do you get through it?
Laughing at the dark and dirty. We walk you through all the naughty secrets of the adult industry, and you get to be a fly on the wall with two best friends in the business of boobs.
We want to hear your dirty secrets too.
If you have stories to share, questions for us, need advice, which may or may not be helpful,
But we'll make you laugh.
we'll always be laughing here, and we thank you for coming this week.
The Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast, hosted by Molly Stewart and Laura Contreras.
You know what the best part of this conversation is? I have never heard of Timo before. That's how old I am. You're like,
It's
you know the
coming
things
out.
before.
No, it's
It's
coming out
just
now.
like they just throw their marketing through your feeds.
Yeah, it's like whenever I log into TikTok, it's always just some new viral dress, and I'm like, do I need this? Maybe you don't. You don't need
You don't. Nope.
There's this. What have you seen the viral sweater dress that has like the little cardigan over it? I was like, oh, that'd be really cute, and I ordered it. The straps aren't adjustable at all, and I have like big man shoulders, and so it's kind of just pinching my shoulders the whole time I wear it, trying to look really, really cute, and it just doesn't work.
It stresses me out because I'll see something and I'm like, wow, that's really cute the way it is on her.
Yeah.
And then I get it in.
And it just never quite looks
You're
that
like,
way.
nah.
Nope.
No.
Pass.
I've seen that there's another. Is it Finesse? Have you guys heard of Finesse? Is that what it is? And
that's
it
not
always
a-
has like clothing that's just walking without a person in it. And I'm like, I can't really tell how that would look
Yeah,
on
that's-
anyone because it
I mean,
Like the
looks like a
model?
ghost person.
finesse
Like,
makes sense.
anyway, so joining us today, welcome back to the show, everybody. Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast. I'm your host, Molly Stewart, and today we have Jenna Starr joining us, which is very exciting.
Thanks for having me.
How do we start this?
Oh.
Is this the one?
Yeah, there's a little play button.
Play.
It's like a really old thing. Remember VCRs?
Oh, Here we go.
Oh,
Welcome, Jenna.
Thanks for
Nice,
having
nice
me.
to see you.
Nice to see you.
I feel like it's been many moons.
Yeah.
I think I met you in like 2021. Like that's only a couple of years ago, but it feels like that's when I met you and I last saw you. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, and you're so cool. I'm
So
excited.
are you.
I'm excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
thank you for being here today. I was just thinking when we were looking at this that it looks like an old VCR remote. Like it looks really
Yeah.
old. Like it's for something very old.
Yeah.
And then I was just thinking about how porn used to be on VHS tape. So you had to like rewind to the cum shot. Like if you weren't done yet, you would have to rewind
Yeah.
a VHS porn. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
you're just like etching yourself. Is that where etching came from? VHS porn?
Probably. I mean, that sounds about right.
Hold it.
Wait, no, really, you have to hold it. We gotta go back.
I gotta rewind.
Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, did you ever find any like? Because I always hear stories about people like finding their parents' nudie mags or stuff like that, and I never found anything. Did either of you find?
No.
You
did?
found something?
Yo, I've
What'd you
never told you this story. Oh, is this good? This is so okay.
I love this.
I must have been around the age of, I have to say, at least 10. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say 10 to 13 years old, and underneath the coffee table in the like main living room, I'm trying to paint this picture. There was like magazines, right? And one day I'm like looking like through the stack, and then on the very bottom was a magazine that wasn't supposed to be there, clearly.
Or they're just like, you don't read.
I mean, I would hope someone would take that away from like children. It was like,
Was it like a dirty mag?
yeah,
or
yeah,
was
it was
Playboy?
Penthouse. It was Penthouse,
Oh.
and it was featuring golden showers. And I was 10.
Well,
The front cover was, and I don't even have a thing for like squirt or anything, but you think I would.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much. A little bit of repression there, maybe.
I mean, let's try it out. But anyways, so yeah, I remember that was the first thing I'd ever seen that was naughty, that wasn't like on TV scribbly. You know, when you're trying to find the porn channels and it's like squiggly, but you saw a tit and you're like, oh, look, you know,
I seen a tit.
I seen a titty.
Oh my God.
Everyone's standing around like, Whoa.
Just trying to rewind.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was the first time I'd ever seen anything dirty or anything like, in real
That's
life.
That's crazy.
And it was Golden Shower porn, or Golden Shower magazine.
That's so crazy.
And then I remember showing it to my best friend at the time, who was
Wait,
like a
do you
year
know
younger
what's-
than me.
But do you know what's funny about this? Is that like someone in your household
It was
into
my
Golden-
dad.
Yeah.
Obviously. My brother was too young, couldn't buy a magazine then. And my mom, I'm pretty sure, is a saint. So she's
Yeah.
not going to be buying Penthouse magazines. It was my dad who probably had to stash it really quick. Maybe,
Right.
you know
He's
what I mean?
like,
And forgot to put it back where they belong. Like,
I love the
likely.
way that this pee
And then he
arc
forgot it
just
was
looks-
there.
yes.
And then he
But that
forgot it
just
was
means
there.
then that just means that my dad had a thing for golden shower.
Good to know.
The
Wow.
more you know. So, but yeah, that was funny. And then I remember immediately laughing when I saw it and go, whoa, this is a thing.
Yeah.
And I had to show my best friend, Raphael, like at the time, like, hey,
Shout
have you
out,
ever
Raphael.
seen anything like this?
Meanwhile-
and I think he said
Meanwhile.
I was the first one to show him anything too.
Now Raphael
Look
has a
what you-
piss fetish.
Look what you did.
Maybe I have to find out.
Ask him. Raphael, if you're out there, call in. Do you like golden showers? We want to know if these childhood memory things really
Wow.
do make people who they are. We're just curious.
702-900-6446. Call us.
I'd actually be super curious about that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Actually, could message him probably on Facebook or something.
But so, because I was thinking about that, because I always hear other people's stories. You even have one, and you don't even make porn. You just shoot my porn because I made you. And
She was like literally like holding me at like, let's go.
Yeah.
Shoot my porn.
I need help. Get it
yeah.
now.
yeah, I was literally like, we have so much fun. You can just hold a camera.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's the big deal? It's not that,
not that hard.
and it's more fun
I'm
and
pro-
easy than doing it myself.
And I'm more of a tripod, if I want to say. You
I'm
know?
more of a tripod.
I'm something of a tripod myself.
Like that's where I stand in this relationship.
She is like the fist. She can do everything. Like, I look up to her very much because you get nervous around people, but she actually will like do anything and say anything. Like, she acts nervous to me, but then you go out there and you just talk to people. I'm like, that's so cool.
Stop.
Look at you, just like speaking your mind.
That's amazing.
Meanwhile, I'm on my phone, not
Hold on.
scrolling anything, just pretending I'm talking to people.
We all need that friend.
Well, I'm just not afraid to like look like a total dork like I am, because I am.
See, I'm
Like, I
just
might as well
comfortable
just
looking
leave it
like
out
it with
there.
you. I love that. But not having, I never found any of that stuff. The dicks.com thing was the first thing I ever saw.
Tell Jenna about that.
Oh, it was just, so I grew up very religious, which I think is one of the reasons I never found any nudie mags or anything like that. Because, Christianity is a lot of repression. So, but my mom just like ran into the room to tell me to not go to www.dicks.com because it was not for sporting goods. Don't know if you've heard of Dick's Sporting Goods. And back in the day, as I am old, it was like, so of course the first thing I do is I go to www.dicks.com.
Well, let me
like-
go see what it is.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like,
Okay.
why should I not look at it? And, I'm
And then
like,
how did you
"Ah."
feel when you found it?
I was like, it was, well, I like dicks now, so I guess it's fine.
It grew
But I
on
like,
you.
but I like,
It grew
but I
on
like
you.
girls too. It does. Sometimes it's nice when they do that. You're like, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it does grow on you.
So
Yeah.
if someone pees on me, I might be like, oh, this is it.
This is nice.
I get it now.
Oh, you'll have to get Carla to test that.
Oh. I think he would totally be like, okay, this is where the relationship ends.
Maybe if it's just in the shower.
Yeah.
I would let someone pee on me in the shower. Who do we talk about
I've
that
done
with?
it.
Fair enough.
I just wanted to do it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I mean, but everyone likes different things. Did you like it, or were you just like, let's
It was.
give it a shot?
It felt really playful.
Yeah.
And curious, and just wanted to.
and warm.
What
yeah.
was it? Just like on your body or like face pee?
No, it was on my body.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to experience this.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
You should.
You know, don't.
I've been peed on for sure.
And I just laughed the whole time.
Yeah.
Aww,
Well, it is because
that's
it is funny in a way. When it's not something that's done in a demeaning way, then it's like, oh, it's just
Yeah.
funny, and it
Yeah.
feels weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
to
And
me.
then you weren't allowed to.
demeaning, yeah. Like if
I
you're holding open
know.
someone's face and like
I
peeing in them
know.
or something. I don't like this is how guys pee.
Shaking it.
I don't have a dick. I don't know. Have you? Well, I'm trying. I got sidetracked because I thought of myself with a penis. Have you used a strap on? Do you?
Yes, I have.
Do you enjoy it?
me on me doing it to somebody
Yes,
else.
yes.
Yeah. It's fun.
I love it. I love that. It feels
I like
powerful.
pretending to be the guy.
Yeah. And you can just like, and then it's fun when you get to open up, like you're opening up to the camera. You're like, oh, this is how they do it.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun.
I like to do the whole like little, you know, where they move their hips around and, you know, it's just fun.
And it's fun because it's like, you don't really know if it's doing anything because you don't have a sensation in your dildo, but you
Yeah.
just assume it is because it feels so fun for you.
Yeah.
You're like, you must be enjoying this. Is that how guys feel?
I really want to know.
I'm really curious.
Have you guys ever had like strap-on malfunction? Sorry, I have like mashed potato brains right now. You know when the dildo just keeps falling
Yeah.
off?
Yeah.
It's so annoying. Like, and then you have to
Absolutely.
stop, and then you have to start again, and then it's
Like,
like,
why am I
who makes
even
the
doing
best
this?
strap-on?
Or when it hurts.
Oh, yeah.
What, the dildo itself?
Because
it's
yeah,
like,
they're unevolved. They might be better now, but
I know.
Yeah,
We
there's
need
a
to
few,
know.
and they'll kind of like slam into your pelvis area. So if you're like really giving it to them, it's like I've had a bruised like pubis bone area before,
Oh.
because it's like I don't really notice it in the moment. I'm like, that's fine, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's also. I'm like, oh fuck.
yeah.
And it's fun. It's fun. I feel powerful, and it's cool to like you grab the butt, and you're like, and it's really fun.
Or the face.
So sometimes you don't
Like,
think about
I'm the guy now.
it. Look at me, I'm a man. I'm a he.
I chew tobacco like a man. I spit like a man.
I fuck like a man. I shit like a man. I don't give a damn.
And now they even have the toys that actually like ejaculate. So that makes it even cooler too, right?
Those are super annoying
They're very hard
to
to
use. There's one that it seemed in theory like it would be good because it was like a syringe and it looked like a little ball sack that you
Yeah.
squeezed.
Yeah.
But you have to squeeze it like so much with so much ferocity and have a lot of cum in it to get it to come out.
Remember, I
Unless
had
you're
to
like-
hold it off
Yeah.
camera and
Yeah.
squeeze it.
That was the
And
difference
then
with the syringe.
They were shooting it, and I was holding it below the camera, going.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're just, and I've only gotten one use out of each one that I buy, and they're kind of expensive.
Yeah,
like
because they
$80 a
get
pop.
gummed up, and it's hard to clean out
Oh,
the
yeah.
tube on the inside, so it just gets all fucked up. You can try
Yeah.
like pumping water through it, like especially if you have the syringe one that has like the tube. But then in a video that you make, you'll have like a long tube for no reason, but you're also like pumping it back here, be like,
Yeah.
look at my ass, but also I'm like pumping cum through this dildo right now. Don't look.
Yeah, where you're like,
I've had it before. I'm doing like trying to do like POV like facial with one of the dildos, and I'm out here like pumping it like but like trying, and it won't come out right. So I keep waiting. I'm like just trying to come on myself with this
For a good
dildo.
hour.
It took so long.
yeah. Man, it's like the trauma of trying to do content.
Yeah. See, these are the real stories that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
Oh.
People have no idea.
What goes in?
Yeah, especially when you're shooting things solo, I feel like, and you are shooting it like yourself. Like even with you there shooting my content, it's funny because often you'll have to help me with something that normally I would just be dealing with on my own. But in either instance, it's hilarious.
Yes.
And when you have to do a lot at fast paces, like you constantly keep having to deliver this content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everyone
Over.
expects something new constantly,
Yeah.
whether it's custom content, or then it's like sometimes I'll get so invested in like customs because people order so many. I'm like, cool. And then I'll get people who are like, well, why haven't you made anything else that's new lately? I'm like, motherfucker, like every
can't
second
wait
of
You
my
couldn't
day
get
is
past
consumed.
Customs. Yeah.
And then it's like we'll have the energy. We'll go into like a shoot day sometimes. I'm like, once we clear this customs list, we'll just make a couple new solo videos.
it
And now it's like
doesn't
only for the
happen. It
holidays.
just doesn't happen.
I only do holiday new
Yeah.
solos now because I don't have time because people want the customs. And you
true.
get through it and it's like you can only fuck yourself with a rubber dick so many times in a day before your vagina's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And then you got to do a video call.
Oh, yeah. Video calls can be very fun. I don't do them as often, and I have found very awesome people to do video calls with where it's not
I
sexual.
thought you were going to say for me.
He's like, thank you.
I just have an AI
You
bot.
get a video call. You get a video call. Everybody.
No, where it doesn't have to be sexual because I feel like sometimes I just like make so much content in a day. It's like, well, then how many will
Yeah.
be sexual live? Like
Yeah.
it was like when I started off webcamming, I didn't even make as many videos because I spent so much time
Yep.
online being sexual. And then it's like, well, when do I have time to make and edit a video? And now that I'm working at videos, it's the same. People are like, well, I also want you to go live. And I'm like, but I'm talking to all of you. I'm making all of your customs,
Yeah.
trying to get them all delivered. Do you realize that there's 8,000 people subscribed to this page for some reason?
Yeah.
Is it to watch my mental breakdown? I don't know.
I don't think that, I think that they don't realize, and then there's times where then if they do, it's like it's just a demand.
I don't like being demanded from.
No.
Because it's kind of like, I already feel like, so we're at this point, right, that we've already given you more access to our bodies than most women that you DM are ever going to give you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's like, and sometimes it's like even the people who will subscribe for free, right? And then they want to complain that there's not enough free content. I'm like, listen, do you have Netflix? Do you have Hulu? Do you have Amazon Prime? You probably have all of them. And they all have different tiers of subscription that you get a certain amount for. It's not like you just subscribe to Amazon Prime. You never have to buy a movie.
Right.
So it's like, and when I do provide stuff that is free on the page, I'm like, well, then you already, what you're telling me is that you got things for free, but it's not enough. So you don't appreciate how much I've already given you for
Exactly.
nothing.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. It's like the audacity. Listen. And
Yep.
not all people are like that, of course, but
You'll
do,
get a couple,
especially
here
during
and there.
especially
You
during
get-
those free sign up
Of
periods.
course. You get those really sweet ones, you know. They're
Oh
like,
yeah.
take your time, babe.
And I appreciate them so much.
Yeah.
If you're listening, and you probably are
Yeah.
because you're dope. I appreciate it so
Yes.
much because other people create such a stress. It's like having like 50 positive comments on something on social media, and then you see the one negative
The
one.
troll.
And it's like, it's not like you don't
Sure.
appreciate all of like the happy, like boost you up comments, but
Yeah.
it's like that one kind of sticks with you. And that's
Yeah.
like a fan who says that they're a fan, but then treats you like shit for no reason and expects more for nothing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of relationships too.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what?
Like the bad
Yeah.
ones. It's like
Yes.
you treated me like shit this whole time, and it took me this long to find out you were a piece of shit. Deuces. Like you have to, and those ones affect you. You know, it's like crazy.
I had 3 people, which I hadn't hadn't happened in a while, like really like that back to back. Probably was the same person on Twitter, and I had posted that I was at Exotica, and it was like, "You look strung out." Blah blah blah. Well, I just went and muted him, and if that's like that type of situation, I'm like, for a second, I almost went back and looked at the picture, and I was like, "No."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't, because I
You
know
don't
it
look
wasn't-
strung out.
No.
You're actually looking better than you.
Heck yeah.
You know, because I went through like a little time where I was on medication. I gained 30 pounds this year.
Yeah.
And so it was actually making my skin complexion funny, and and then gaining weight and all of that, and what we do when we have our bodies out online.
Yeah. And it's so hard to be like, and it's like, as rewarding as this job can be, as fun as it can be, it's still at the end of the day, you are judged by everyone at first by what you look like.
Yes.
On whatever particular day they see whatever photo of you, that is their first impression. And it's because the body is on display. But it's kind of like there are so many options out there in the world for you to consume out in the big wide world of the internet. It's like the people that want to pick, it's like you have there's like 50 other people who have exactly what you're looking for in me. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But that just comes with, the infamy, I guess, of it. And it's like positives and negatives. Positives? Did I say that right? Positives and negatives of everything. It sounded weird when I said it.
Hey, it
Because
sounded
your brain
right.
is moving faster than your mouth.
Yeah, I heard that's an ADHD thing.
Yes, it is.
I was watching this video the other day and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And they're like, this is how the ADHD brain works. It moves so fast. So this is why when you go to a different room, you forget what you went there to get in the first place, because your brain had the initial thought of, this is where this thing is, and I need to go get it from this place. And then once you get there, you've had 20 other thoughts that have sidetracked you on which area you have to go next. And you get to that room, which takes like 5 seconds to walk to, and you're like, I don't remember what the fuck I was
Yeah, the story of my life. I'm like ADHD severe.
Yeah, same.
And I don't take Adderall because you can't get it. When you need it, you
If I
can't get
could,
it.
If you can't, if you don't need it, you could get a ton.
But be careful, it might have fentanyl in it.
Yeah.
I have a friend actually who got his prescription, and I'm going to totally rat you out because I don't care. He actually got a prescription for Adderall over an online doctor, right? One of those online docs or whatever, or therapists, and like Then he gets his prescription, and they gave him so much freaking Adderall, like 10s, 20s, 30s,
What?
all kinds. All kinds. And then there's people that need it, and they can't get it.
I
I'm
only
like,
need
what?
5 milligrams.
Yeah, and this
5
guy's getting
milligrams.
10s, 20s, and 30s.
To
Prescribed on
They
the
sound
reg.
like they're just like, that's just his drug pimp.
It
Like,
sounds
they're just like,
like-
Hey,
hey,
can you
you
let
want
me
to push
know?
these?
Yeah.
they are.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I
Can I actually tell you something? When I was on my way to DC, I did my flight connection. It took me 30 minutes to find the connecting gate and understand where it was at, and then I would ask somebody, and then they'd point that way, and then it's like feeling like your mind is playing tricks on you.
Yeah,
You're in the
you feel
Twilight
like
Zone.
crazy. And then you're
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to make this very simple point. Why can no one understand what I'm trying to convey? And then meanwhile, you're stressing out, so you can't focus on the other things that you were initially asking about. And you're like, am I insane? Why is everyone treating me like I'm insane? How do you not understand this?
Yeah. So that was like another, like, rude awakening, eye opener. Like, okay, it's just getting out of hand all over again.
It happens. Airports are also so stressful. I hate an
I hate it
airport.
too.
I am so stressed out at airports.
And if one thing about my trip ends up being different than what I usually do, so I don't do connecting flights.
Yeah, I
But
don't
this
like
in this case, I had a connecting flight, and then that just changes everything. Or the time that I finally brought a carry-on bag, and it was weird. It was DC. Someone stole the carry-on bag. I think I had it sitting there, and I got up and probably walked off. Honestly, that part of it I have no memory of.
Yeah, just that it was gone.
From when I know I was sitting there with my bag. So, and I remember it was Mother's Day, and of course I was distracted. I was so excited to go see my mom and give her a gift. I probably didn't, and whoever it was, they just took
Aw.
off with the bag because I called the airport. I went all through, like, hey, where's this bag, whatever. And they're like, nope, we don't see anything.
That's just wrong.
It's just so disrespectful. And I feel like I'm so hyper focused on other things at an airport of that same thing would probably happen to me.
Yeah.
Like whenever I would travel solo, it's just kind of like I'm on edge the whole time, like checking every single like little screen just to make sure I'm still on the right path, even though I've like done it
Yeah.
5 times in a row on this one little
Yeah.
stretch. Like,
I
and
do
it's just
that.
panic. Like
Yep,
the whole
I keep
time.
looking at the app. I keep looking at the gate. I constantly keep checking because there's times where I could have swore it said something different.
Yeah, and then they'll change it at the last second. You're like, wait a minute.
And then you feel like you're gonna miss it or
Yeah.
something, or
Yeah.
that panic starts to set in.
'Cause
You're
I've
like,
done
wait,
that.
yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
Like, wait, I swear this said San Francisco, and now it says San Antonio. Why?
Yeah.
Like, what
Wait,
is
am
going
I
on?
dyslexic too?
Yeah, what is going? I was so focused.
Yeah, I am dyslexic as well. So then
No,
that's-
I know a lot of people, I think, never diagnosed because we were homeschooled, but I'm pretty sure my brother deals with that a bit because reading was like a big thing for me. And I would always try to like help him read and thinking this will help and nothing would help. So I
It's
kind of,
not.
but it's like during that time period, we were talking about this the other day, like all walking around undiagnosed because people would be like, hey, I think there might be a problem. And they're like, don't tell me how to raise my child. There's
Yeah.
nothing
yeah.
wrong with them.
yeah, that's the old school mentality of no, you're just playing, you just don't want to do it, you
Yeah.
know, and you can get it
Yeah.
together. And it's like, well, if I did flashcards for 5 days straight for hours trying to memorize the answer, right, by memory, and then I go and do my test and I only get a C. But if I don't do it at all, then I get an F.
That was me.
That sucks.
Yo,
you're
I-
working so hard and you're hoping you're gonna get a B or an A,
Because you
and
studied.
you barely make that C, and you're just like, God.
Fuck.
I'm a
And people are
horrible
getting
test
A's
taker.
without studying. You're like, who are you? Like, how?
That's my sister.
Yeah, I was the worst test taker. Like, when it came to tests, fuck that. I was just horribly doomed.
I don't want
Yeah.
to interrupt, but if you want to raise your mic just a little bit, it's just by your chin, and I think it keeps bumping your chin because I keep hearing a bump.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, flashcards were totally a thing.
I love flashcards.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember that shit. Like,
I needed flashcards with math because I would just memorize what all like the tables were
yeah.
because math is not my thing. Maybe small,
Yeah.
tiny bits of math, but then it gets confusing. Like if I look at any equation, I can figure it out in my head. I don't know how to write it out. Like I
Yeah.
don't know
That's
how to
the thing,
solve for
that-
whatever, but if I look at it long enough and my brain cogs start steaming, then I can figure out what it is.
That is,
Don't
yes.
ask me to figure it out on
Show
paper.
your work. Nope.
I can't show you what's inside my
Show
brain.
your work. And I'm like, why do I have to do that? We're all wasting time here.
Why do I have to show the work when I have the right answer?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you know how I got to that? If you're so fucking smart.
It's like if you were to go get a business loan and they're like, well, show me how all this is going to work. Well, I never got one. I did it myself. Kudos. But yeah, it would have been nice to get that business loan when I wanted it. Oh, no, you need to show your work. I'm like, I just know.
It's like that whole, we can't hire you until you have experience. But how the fuck do I get experience?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that same thing. But then it's like, I don't know how school was for you, but going homeschooled to college when I started, I was like, it was so boring. It was so I went
or college?
Both.
Yeah.
Homeschool was better because no one was around, so I could just pretend I did stuff and cheat off of the little codes that were kept up in the high shelf that I totally couldn't reach, and then I would just fuck off all day and go into the woods and pretend I was a bear. I don't remember where I was going with that. Just had a core memory that I did pretend I was a
You
bear.
unlocked that one. That was so good. School was very boring. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
School to me was so I had an older brother and sister that both struggled to graduate high school on time, right? They just wouldn't show up to school. They would ditch. They would do whatever the
I
fuck
got
they
better
wanted.
shit to do.
Yeah,
And then here you are trying.
Well, then all I did was show up to school, and I graduated. I really didn't even try that hard. I tried. Yes, my worst class was PE because I hated running the mile. It's just stuff like that. So school was pretty easy all around, but boring. Mm-hmm. And then college came around, and then I was like, I'm only signing up for the classes I want to take. That
was my first year of college. I took weird stuff. I took criminology because I was like, that sounds cool. Maybe I could be on NCIS or something. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, that's a show. It's not an actual job. You want to be an actress. That's what
you want to be an actress.
I was taking astronomy and getting super baked before and going, I love the observatory.
I'm just soaking it in. You don't remember what anything is.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched What's in My Universe. I don't know if you've seen it.
It sounds cool.
That sounds awesome.
The most complex of the universe of all of that, whatever it's called. And that's exactly how it was. When they were talking about it, I understood what they were saying, but then I can't go back and explain any of it to anyone.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
Nope.
The main thing I remember is we are insignificant.
We are. We're teeny
We are.
tiny.
That's why it's kind of just do the thing.
Man, we are nothing.
Really? That's the name of this episode. We are nothing.
Wow.
We are nothing.
Must be meant to be. I had no idea.
It's so funny though, because it's so true. Because when you're young, you think, I feel like you just think we are everything.
Yes.
I am everything. I can do anything. And then it's the world just goes
Once.
Yeah.
Just once.
and it's just oh, okay, well, maybe I can still do some stuff. And I'm nope. And you just get smaller and smaller,
the little mole game where
you're
you
still
whack-a-mole.
you, but it's condensed. It's you condensed. That's what we are as adults, because it's we still have a lot of the same interests. We still maybe think of those dreams that we had, and we smile, but things change. And so you just it's the more that happens to you, the more compressed you get, and you have to learn to compartmentalize and realize that you can't have all your dreams, or and it sucks.
Is that why we get smaller as we get older?
I think so.
my mom was 5 foot one time, and now she's 4'11". She's just getting condensed.
Yeah.
We condense. First we grow, and then the point that we start shrinking, that's when we've had enough.
We are nothing.
We're nothing.
But in a way, it's almost kind of freeing to think about the fact that we are kind of insignificant, because it's even just the sheer amount of people in the US, it's just a weird random fact that I have in my head, but all of the people in California, there's more people in California than in the entire country of Australia.
Damn.
So it's
That's
when you think
crazy.
about that sheer amount of people, we really are insignificant, and we don't have that long in the grand scheme of the world to
Yeah.
live. So why not do the things
But
that make
they're
you
living
happy
the
and try?
dream
Yeah.
in California.
No.
Well,
That's why I left there.
Me too.
You know.
The
You know all
California
about
dream.
that. Yeah.
It's just like you're being sold something, and there's nothing outside of California. You know, if you're not in California, then I mean, you're not cool, and you're gonna be bored, and there's nothing going on in any other state.
yeah.
It's
It's
just
like, well, you can
California.
afford to do stuff in other states, so you can make it cool.
I
you
mean-
can live.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh man, I spent time living in California because I grew up in Michigan, and I always wanted to move out to California. You know, that was so cool, the dream. And then you
The
know what happened
dream.
in California? Trauma,
Yeah.
a lot of it. I was like, I'll run away from this trauma, and then I found new trauma, and it
Yeah.
was cool because it made me a more well-rounded person. But
Yeah.
still, don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Like, what part of California did you grow up in, if you don't mind me asking? 'Cause she was
Northern.
Orange County. Oh, so north and south.
Sacramento. Yeah.
Okay.
Sacktown.
And
Sac-
then you were
Sac nasty. is
Southern California. So the beach, baby.
yeah.
Yeah, like I grew up like surfing, skating, you know, totally like beach girl.
And when did you leave?
When I was like maybe 24, 25-ish, because cost of living was too much. And I was sharing an apartment with two other people that was still like $3,000 a month. And like I worked 3 jobs to live there. Like I was like, this is ridiculous, you know?
Yep.
But then
And
I
then
came
when you
here.
left, then what?
Everything got better. Everything went up. Yes. How about you? Same?
Yeah, I mean, if you're making the dream work at a very high cost, cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you if you're happy, but that wasn't my experience, especially as growing up. Life was always so hard. Everything was so complicated. Thinking about owning a home or even having your own place to live was
Yeah.
just like
That was bonkers. That was like
a rat race.
Yeah.
Everyone's just spinning their wheels. And I would know, I grew up there. I'm around a bunch of people. And I was in the beauty industry a total of 11 years, and I wanted to have my own business. And I finally came to those terms. Instead of working for another company, I wanted to have my own business.
You did lashes too, right? Like that's what you started with, and you did a lot of other.
I left in 2016, and it was like as soon as I left, just everything just started coming together. And then
Yeah.
you realize I can do this. I can conquer, what I want. And then going all the way up, I started my business, and within 10 months, I was making 6 figures. Started this business from scratch. I took my little amount of savings and moved out. Basically, you just take the leap of faith. And from then on, I mean, every year I've just been making more and more and more money, and life just isn't that hard, and I don't think it should be that hard.
Exactly. You just
but-
gotta have that like initial scary jump,
Yeah.
and then
Believe in yourself.
Yeah,
And I feel
believe
like
in yourself.
The
Exactly.
California dream exists, but it is like at such a high cost. And it's like if you're not operating at some astronomical level, even if you make a decent amount of money in California compared to anywhere else in the country, it's like you're probably sharing a space or you're renting or whatever. Like you still can't afford it. It was like I always would hear this thing like too broke to leave, but too broke to stay.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're just stuck into this
Yeah.
pit. And so it works out super well, I guess, for some people, but it's like that upper echelon of people, and everyone else is just like struggling to get by. Meanwhile, earning with like what they earn in California. If you had a place in Michigan,
Yeah.
you'd be like a multi-millionaire, and you'd have
Yeah.
like 5 houses or something. And it
So-
just depends on like your perspective.
In a matter of, 2016 to now, I have a place here that I rent, and then I have a place in LA that I rent, and then I was able to buy a home cash by my family.
Damn.
To be able to
Hell yeah.
leave in a certain number of years,
Yeah.
accomplish more than just the basic things that you need. I mean,
Yeah, like why not? Like I feel
Yeah.
like there are a lot of people that have been kind of exodusing from California, especially after the whole pandemic situation. But from what I also heard too, if you wanted to start a small business in California, it was like just the cost alone to set up something that small. People didn't have the
The
money
laws
to
are
bankroll
different.
for it. Yeah, they are. They
Everything's
they
harder.
had different restrictions on everything, but you also had big companies start pulling out, like Toyota. Wasn't it Toyota that pulled out and they went to Texas like years ago? And
A
that
lot
was,
of
like,
companies,
huge-
yeah.
and it
Oh,
was just kind
yeah,
of like
that's
a
right.
bunch kept flowing after that. And it's like, well, that's also a sign that kind of like if those big conglomerates can't afford it, it's like, well, then what do you think most of the people that live there are dealing with?
Yeah.
And they act like they care so fucking much, but it doesn't seem like they do.
Right. Yeah, it's a whole lot of just like you're working like you remember you said you had 3 jobs.
3. Yeah, I was never home to
And,
enjoy the
yeah.
place I spent so much money
You're
for.
always working, you're always going like you're always trying to find something to make up for that, and then you're not enjoying, life. And then since I left, I have spent more like time with my family than holidays. I didn't get to enjoy the holidays very much with my kids or my family and stuff like that. And so I spend just throughout a month. I spend so much time with them now.
Yeah.
It's insane. And
That's awesome.
That's so
I'll
good.
never go back.
Yeah, I'm glad.
That's really great.
If you go back, I will literally find you. I'm just like, no,
No,
come back here.
I have my detach. I have like myself. It's at a space. I got like my place here,
Yeah.
and I have it over there, and I just have that spot, and I rent it.
Yeah.
And it's like this is as far as I would go, but I would never take my family there.
Yes.
And try to have this, quality of life.
Yeah.
It's
probably one of those things too that it's even like as great as the more family time is, it's also like more time for yourself and figuring out yourself and like what you need.
Exactly.
And it's like when you're in that constant race of working 3 jobs and barely getting by, or wanting to start a small business but you don't know how and you can't afford it, even if you did know all the ins and outs or whatever. And it's like there's so much pressure to just survive that it's like everything is reactionary. So you don't even have time to have that introspection and
focus
think like
on your mental health.
Yes.
And once I fixed my money problems, that's when I had this epiphany of you can't really focus on, if you're working and you're grinding and grinding and grinding, you actually can't focus on you and your mental health and your personal growth. And that's what I started realizing after I fixed all that. Now I'm left with me, like I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay my bills.
yeah.
I'm left with me and all the trauma and everything that's built up all through this time that just goes on hold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you're just over there spinning your wheels, and then when you wake up, you're worried about surviving. You're not worried about like, how do I, nurture and care for myself and really tend to, so I could have quality relationships with people that
Yes.
last, and I'm not just cutting people out of my life
Yes.
because I don't know how to keep these relationships going.
Yeah. Or even like cutting off the bad ones before they become a problem. Because it's like when you are in that grind mode, it's like you kind of, it's like it can feel so isolating even if you're around people all the time. So I feel like for me, it was like trying to reach out and catch anyone that I could. And if you're not having time to focus on yourself, you're also not having time to see the signs in the people around you that you're allowing into your life. And I feel like
100%.
once
Ding
you can
dong.
kind of get out of that a bit, it is like this shell shock of like, who am I? What do I do now? What do I like? Who am I as a person? What do I need? What do I need from myself? What do I need from other people? If all you're doing is just grinding, like you said, then it's like you don't have time to look at any of that. So you
Nope.
welcome in a lot of negativity from other people that you can recognize a lot more quickly when you've worked on a little bit of healing yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck. Sorry, I rant a lot. I'm like an
Yeah.
old man.
We're off. And word from sponsor.
Introducing the MVP of 2024, Manscaped's 5th generation lawnmower. It's not just a trimmer, it's your grooming sidekick. It's equipped with 2 skin-safe blade heads, a standard one for taking a little off the top, and the new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. It's like having a personal stylist at your fingertips, or your nutsack, because let's be honest, it's Manscaped. It's also waterproof because a trim in the shower is the only way to start the day. Although, if you do not like to shave wet in the shower, they also have a nice little mat that you can get on their website that catches all of your trimmings if you don't like to shave in the shower for whatever reason. I don't know, you don't like comfort. And for my ladies who want to gift the full grooming experience, look no further than Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0. In this grooming kit, you'll get the trusted lawnmower, Manscaped's ear and nose hair trimmer, the Weed Whacker, and essential aftercare products with the Crop Soother Ball Aftershave Lotion and Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant for when things are a little bit musty. It's as a gesture for the new year, they even threw in 2 free gifts, the Boxers 2.0 and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag, because they know good And he's probably still rocking his old boxers from high school. If you're watching this and you haven't updated your underwear in a year, now is the time. Plus, the boxers are super soft, and I actually wear them. I steal them from my man all the time. Let's face it, resolutions might come and go, but a well-groomed man is here to stay, thanks to Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use our code TWND at manscaped.com, because nothing says Happy New Year like a package for your package. The fun thing about the porn industry is that it's anywhere. And if you have an OnlyFans, you can make it anywhere that you are. You don't have to be in one spot. And if you want to shoot mainstream, then you can go travel to that place and then you can fucking leave.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And then there's also, I feel like the industry has grown here a lot from mainstream in Vegas as well.
Yeah, I'm
Especially-
rooting for it.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I was hearing, there was like a lot of issues. Like, I haven't shot mainstream in ages, but there was a lot of issue with how they changed the tax laws so that like the 1099s had to be processed differently. So they were like paying everybody differently and having more taxes. And it seemed insane to me. And I was like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to shoot anything. That sounds like more trouble than it's worth.
Over in California?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
You're still doing a lot of mainstream, right? Yourself?
Like porn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
mainstream
porn.
bodybuilding. I don't know. I'm like,
All these terms. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because you started in 2021, you said, right? Or maybe I read that.
So I think this is it. What was it? November was exactly. No, February would be exactly 3 years. Yeah, I think it might have been 2021. I can't remember.
I know. I was
That I
like,
first shot for Brazzers.
well,
yeah.
that was
Yeah.
like the scene I think I did your makeup for. So I was like going back
Probably.
earlier and I was like, that was 2021.
That's
It was like a long time ago, I felt like, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
We were still COVID testing to be on set
Yeah.
every
Oh, yeah.
single day.
Yeah.
And like, it was just forever ago.
How was shooting during COVID for you? Were there any set issues? Just because, like, I shot one scene during, I ended up waiting in my car for like 6 hours because the tests weren't coming back for people. And so we
Yeah.
were all just like, I had to go to Starbucks like 3 times to pee.
Oh yeah, I do remember some of that. I think I probably just
Yeah. You just keep going.
Yeah, waiting for the test to come back, or I remember sometimes they'd have to do my test outside for the COVID, and then sit there, and then wait, and then go in.
Wait, yeah. Yep, June 30th. That was a long time ago. Look at you.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, yeah, that
so
was
pretty. That was
That's
in
so pretty.
What
in
year was
Henderson,
it?
June 2021.
Okay, so it must have been February
Mm-hmm.
22, 23. I don't know. I can't.
If you don't mind me asking, how do you go from like beauty to booty?
I think I was just constantly like solicited by guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go on a date, you're trying to see where this goes. They just wanted to have sex, and it was just like a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I think I should make something out of this.
Yeah.
Instead
why
of
not?
feeling like used or down about it,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I might as well just start, putting this shit up for sale.
Yeah.
Make it a power move.
You're like, I clearly
Yeah.
have something that they want because it seems to be all they want out of me when I'm trying to find a connection. So why not
Yes.
fucking at least charge them for it instead of having to go out on a shitty dinner date where I don't feel like the person actually cares about me? Why not monetize it in
Yeah.
video form?
And after 8 years of being single, I know it's not me. I know it's not me. I've had so much time to go through so many phases and cycles and reflect and trying different types of situations. I just don't think it's time for me to have a personal relationship. I don't think I've met the person.
Yeah. And sometimes, and I feel like that's really awesome on your part because a lot of people, like, I definitely did this where I got into a relationship just to like do it and it ended up being the worst decade of my life.
Yeah.
But it's like to have that confidence in yourself to be like, you know what? I don't need that. And it will
Yeah.
come to me when it's time for it.
Because if it doesn't, if you push it, I know, we know what it feels like to just try to, stuff a mold into a circle into a star.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. No, and it's like, and you'll exhaust so much energy trying to make like one thing work. And that's just like living in California. It's like the same thing with the relationship.
I really just want some Play-Doh and just
Yeah.
stuff it into a star.
Just stuff it in there, Yeah.
We can make it fit. Don't worry if you have to shave some off the edges. It's fine. Those didn't matter, right? My feelings and whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
No, but like I feel lucky to have the relationship that I'm in now, just because like there is a point of mutual respect that I didn't think could actually exist between two people who were in love. I was like, that's not what love is. It's too nice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no fighting and like slamming doors and being yelled at.
Choked,
Yeah,
but not in a sexual
not in a
way.
sexual way.
Right?
Yeah, not in a
Oh
sexual
my
way.
God, yeah.
No more broken baseboards. I have
Yeah.
not patched a hole in a wall
In a while.
since that last relationship. So.
Woo!
And I got really good at those too. You just figure out how to kind of patch it over. You try to get the little paint chip to match and be like,
Yeah.
I'm getting my security deposit back for sure. You never do though. You never do, especially in California.
Oh,
There's always a reason.
No, they charge you
Yeah.
to leave.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you
They-
remember that $3,000 you gave us? No,
Yeah.
it's now you owe us $3,000.
I was like,
Thanks.
but
now
wait.
yeah, that's so true.
we had to get new carpet and walls,
You're
whatever.
like, but wait, I paid first and last month's rent when I moved in. But then you're telling me I owe you money now.
Yeah.
But the security deposit was 2 months of rent.
Excuse me?
But then I didn't get my security deposit back, even though
Yeah.
I paid for someone to come clean the house, because that was in the rental agreement. They have to pay someone to come clean the house when you move out.
And don't forget, if you have
and
a
you're still-
pet, they will make you get new carpet because there's no way they're going to give your carpet to the next tenant if you had a dog.
Yeah, but also
but then
it's
they
like,
do.
They
Yeah.
do. They keep it.
or they don't change it. And then it's like, if they do change it, any update that I've ever had to a rental, I'm like, hey, this thing is broken. They give you like the shittiest possible thing. It looks like they found it on the side of a road and they're like, here's the fix for you. And I'm like, am I paying $3,500 a month to live here? Or am I paying $3,500 a month to get fucked?
Wait, for a studio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. I remember I lived for a brief time in San Diego and I was like, I love San Diego. Even just this shitty little townhouse. I bet I could buy it someday because I had started making a little money camming. And I was like, someday. And we moved away. And I kind of would just keep an eye on that little Zillow listing, and throughout the years, it just went like this. And it got worse. Like the photos of it, like the photos of the place just kept getting worse and the price kept getting higher. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
I would never.
Yeah.
What a waste. Like, but it is that kind of like pipe dream. It's like never ending goalposts in California.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think the only people I still know out there, like I said, I was born and raised. I went to high school with the same people I went to kindergarten with. It was like a community, and like I still have like certain people on my like Facebook or Instagram, and I'm like, those are the same people that their parents grew up there, and their parents grew up there, and it's probably the only reason why they're there
Yeah.
is because the house is still there, as the family's house. And otherwise, like, how could anyone afford to live
So,
in Orange County?
This is so true. And I had lived in the Bay, which it just is pretty bad too. And
It's just like
I had-
San
'cause
Fran and
I
all
was
that.
curious, I had a friend and, her mom by herself owned a house. And I was just like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
'Cause it was bought when it
Unfortunately,
was
it was her
nothing.
father.
Whose dick did you suck?
They bought it a while back,
Yeah.
and their father had like paid it off.
Yep.
And he passed away, and so then you just so happen to get this like situation.
Yep.
And that's how you have the house. Because I used to try to figure it out when I would meet people. I'd
Yeah.
be like,
How?
Like, how is this a thing? Because you look on the listings and you see like a crack shack that's like
That's
1.2.
2 million.
Yeah. I was like, I remember because there was like a whole article about it. I think at the time it was years ago, and I was looking at it because I was living in Washington at the time. I was like, who? Who?
Yeah.
You have to have like $10 million to make it something you can live in.
oh, but they're living the high life.
Yeah, they love it there. I love going down to the Tenderloin and stepping in human feces. I love the fact that they have
Yeah.
a poop map in San Francisco so you can avoid the human feces.
Yep.
It's really fun. I love people jerking off on the Muni.
my
And everybody
God.
just ignores it and pretends they can't see, but then there's cum on your leg and you're like, that's weird. I really miss the crackhead who was running around with a battle axe under an overpass in a shitted diaper. That was really cool
Oh my
too.
God! There was a guy running around with a machete one time. Me and my ex were out at night in the city, and there was a guy running around with a machete, and
Maybe it was a machete, not a battle axe. Maybe we saw the same
it could have
guy.
been.
It could have been.
I don't know.
diaper?
But I was like
Was it a diaper?
Diaper?
trying to act like I didn't like. You don't want to act like
No, that's the thing.
seen them
You
or
just
provoked.
horse
You just-
blinders.
yeah.
You're
You
like,
just-
don't look.
Yeah.
Don't make eye contact. They can sense when you're afraid.
Yeah.
And then
They can.
And then you leave San Francisco if you've spent any amount of time there, and you're like, whoa, are people normal? That's not normal. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Oh my god.
It's like being at Knott's Scary Farm, and like you don't want them to come and attack you or poke you or like come at you, but
Oh,
if you
yeah.
stare at them, they will.
Yeah.
I do. I like to scare them back.
You haunt them, and they go home crying.
I told you,
Yeah.
I wish that I could have been a ghost. I will be someday, I'm pretty sure.
Hopefully, and go back
Haunting
and get all
sounds so
those
fun.
people.
Yeah, get them back. Be like, oh, you're still alive. Lucky me.
Not for you. Oh, we're back off again. Damn.
Oh, it's all right.
Word from sponsor.
You don't have to do word from sponsor.
I just like doing it because it makes me feel cool.
Yeah.
Can I still do it? Word from our non-existent sponsor.
We need more sponsors. Y'all know how much I love making content, and one of the most important things for quality videos is lighting. But who wants the same old boring ring light? You can upgrade from basic to adorable at kawaiilighting.com with code TWND for 10% off. This podcast is lit by Kawaii Lighting's star-shaped ring light. There are also heart and kitty cat options to make you feel as cute as these lights look. Kawaii Lighting has many RGB options, which you'll have seen used in many of my videos and photos. Don't be basic. Stand out with Kawaii Lighting by using code TWND to save 10% and help support this wholesome pod. Let them know we sent you. Laura,
Yes.
my lips are so dry.
What happened?
I don't know, but I think if you kiss me, it will help.
No.
Well, in lieu of that, I guess I might go to liquidiv.com and use code TWND to save 15% and get free shipping on everything that I purchase. And luckily, I did, because joining us today, we have sugar-free white grape from Liquid IV. If you've never tried Liquid IV before, Laura, do you want to tell them a little bit about what they can find inside one stick of Liquid IV?
Well, one stick of Liquid IV contains all the vitamins and nutrients that you need to really be hydrated, and it has all the B's.
Vitamin B3, B5, B6,
B12,
B12, and
and
vitamin
vitamin
C,
C.
which are very, very good for your hydration station, which is your body.
Yes.
So if you think that you might be dehydrated, you probably are. If you're seeing this right now or hearing this, you are probably dehydrated, because a lot of people are. And I like to start my morning, every morning, with one stick of Liquid IV, dissolved in 16 to 18 ounces of water. I just put it in my little tumbler, take it out on my day, and I have it before I even start coffee in the morning.
It's the best. And then this is the sugar-free one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're all so good.
My personal favorite is white peach. I'm just currently out of white peach because I drank it all. But we love Liquid IV, and if you guys want to give it a try, these are perfect for a stocking stuffer, I would think, for the ho-ho holidays, or any time of year, really. I guess you could really have a stocking any time of year, but right now it's Christmas, so consider it in your gift purchases. You can go to liquidiv.com. Use code TWND to save 15% and get free shipping on everything that you purchase. Help the pod, help your hydration, or the hydration of your loved ones. Do you not care about the hydration of the people that you love?
Yes.
Do you want them to walk around all winter with chapped lips?
No.
Depression? Sadness? Those things can come from being dehydrated and just all walks of life, but something that will put a smile on their face is a pack of Liquid IV. So go to liquidiv.com, use code TWND, save 15% on everything that you purchase, and get free shipping. Thank you, Liquid IV, and back to the freaking show.
Ooh.
My house is set to 66 degrees.
All
All
the
the
not
doors
doors are
are
hot.
open
open
on the camera, and there's no lights next to that camera, and
No.
it's still overheating.
But it's
I
a
know
great
there's a problem.
camera. We do love it.
It's good for porn.
It's fabulous.
Yeah, we could shoot
Maybe
some porn on
shorter-
it sometime if you want.
Shorter term use.
Yeah.
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 20
Well, that's-
minutes.
That's pretty good for a scene. You get a little 20-minute stretch, and
There
we're
we
good to go.
go.
Plus, with all the cuts that you have to make in porn anyway,
word
it's
from
only really 5 to 10
sponsors.
minutes. Let's be
Yeah.
Can you imagine we put that in the middle of like a porn scene where it's like the camera dies? We're just like, it's a Liquid IV ad, like in the middle.
And I'm just popping. Word from sponsor. These girls need to hydrate.
The kind of ads I would make if social media didn't censor everything.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know what? Okay, so This guy ended up showing me where you can see now what Instagram is flagging
Oh, yeah.
potentially. Okay. So I get on there and there's like 3 things in the queue. One of them was like my bio, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know what it was about my bio.
I love when they say that. They said that about the podcast. We're like, what?
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm just letting you know that I could be in Vegas or LA. And then I had like the gay flag, and then that was like, I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like, what's offending you about,
Yeah.
my bio? So I took it all off, and that's the last thing that's still hanging. I don't have anything on there now, and I'm like, it just keeps saying my bio is inappropriate, and I'm like,
Do you have a link up? Like
so
a
they
link
told me
tree?
that before. No, I don't.
Is it your
No.
picture?
It's my face.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it?
Face
Because
is
that's what
inappropriate.
ours
Too
was.
pretty.
It was the
They're
the
like,
face.
too pretty.
it was the
We can't show it to
podcast
people.
photo, right? Wasn't it the podcast photo? The photo. I'm putting soap in her mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, that was too much.
I guess, but
We're
like,
trying to keep it
what's,
clean.
what's the
No,
trigger?
I don't know. It's just like my hair is pretty much like this, and it's just my face, and I got red lipstick on it, and I'm just kind of like,
Like, red lipstick.
Flags.
nope, you're set. You're trying to put,
I get that shit all the
So,
time. It'll be so funny because I check the queue like all the time because
Yeah.
if
then-
I suddenly dump 3,000 followers overnight, I'm like, I'm shadow banned because I don't know what it is, but when something gets flagged, your followers just go like that, and it makes no sense because I'm like, where?
I know. I looked at it.
I know.
I was like,
But we
it-
have these two.
But it is like where does it go? Because I have stuff flagged that's like nothing. It will be like I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
And I have a little cheeky panty on. Nothing crazy, but it's not butt to camera. It's shot from the side, just like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that? Because I see full ass fucking nipples on my feed every single day. I see somebody's nipples through a fishnet or a
vagina
sheer.
through pantyhose.
Yeah. Or like,
Vulgar.
I remember this video came up one time with some like reel or TikTok or something, and it was this guy, right, doing one of those "get ready with me" fucking videos. And the first like 30 seconds of him talking in this video, he is wearing gray sweatpants, and he is holding a half-hard dick through his sweatpants,
Yeah.
just talking to the. I'm just talking, holding my dick. I'm a man. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
already,
can't-
You held
I'm
your
already
tit.
offended.
I just hold my tits. I'm like, so guys, get ready with me today.
Well, I was doing yoga on
What?
TikTok.
What?
I was doing yoga on TikTok, and then that's pretty much how I lost my last one. And I finally, I got it to like 200 and something thousand, and I was fully clothed, but I was doing TikTok, and then,
I got my 200.
yeah. So
Dumped
now I'm
as
like
well.
at the new
Did they tell you
one.
why? Yep, they didn't tell me why. They just shut it down, and I was like,
Rude.
Yeah.
so rude. But it's so hard because it feels like rules for some and not for all. And so it's like,
Yeah.
if you could just tell me exactly what not to post,
Yeah.
or how the fuck I can get away with posting my nipples through something sheer when I can't wear a sweater and panties.
Right.
That would be cool.
Because everything that they told me that I'm trying to remember the stuff that I did, was I had clothes on or or whatever on Instagram, and then I'd go in there and I'd delete them, right? And then after I delete them, then there would be another 2 there. Then I started playing with it. Trying to figure out, like, do you really even know? Because it was random stuff. I was like, there's no way that's inappropriate. Like, are
Yeah.
you kidding me? So then I started playing with it. Like, I'm just going to test you out now. And then I would delete one, and then I would leave those. And then somehow I'd go back and it'd switch around. And one of them that they originally said was gone. And then
Yeah.
it's a whole nether 2. And I just felt like it was at random.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be because I've had a similar situation where when the podcast was flagged, not even my personal one, but just the podcast, they said it was for whatever the bio was.
Yep.
And I was like, that's weird. So I changed like one emoji, and
Yeah.
I came back, and then they said it was a video where I was cosplaying Ken. And then
Yeah.
that was the problem, and it wasn't the bio. And so I know what you're talking about. It's like,
Yeah.
so what are you, it's like,
So
you
what
just
is
want
it?
me shadow banned right now? Is it because I'm not paying for a tick?
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, I don't understand.
Now the only thing that's left on there, which I get it. At the time, I didn't think about it that way. And okay, it's not funny, but
It sounds funny.
there was like one of those like situations. Bleep that out. But I said I would have his ass, and then I realized after, it got reported that you can't say that.
Ah.
But that's the one thing that's still stuck on there. And I'm like, then, okay, I get it. You already took it down.
Yeah, you took
Get
it down.
rid of
Why is
it.
it
I
still
was just
flagged
saying,
then?
naturally, if I was, with my loved ones, I would probably.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Stand up for my love. Is it doing it repeatedly? That's so weird. Try unplugging it. Unplug the thing because maybe the charge is making it hot. I don't know. But we can start at this last time, and we're almost. Nope. Just take it out because sometimes I think the heat heats it up. But we can wrap up and get all socials and everything. And don't worry, guys. We are sending back these other 2 cameras. This one will now be for content, and we have a potential affiliate coming up that we can't talk about.
No,
yet.
not yet.
But it's very
soon.
exciting. Stay tuned for more.
Stay tuned.
And this has been super fun. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming
thanks
on
for
with
having
us.
me.
Yes. Where can everybody find you online?
If my accounts stay up. So my TikTok is Jenna is a Starr with 2 R's. And then my Instagram is MS Jenna Starr. And then my OnlyFans, which I'm doing my VIP now, is Jenna Starr with 2 R's XXX.
I love it. Perfect. As well, you know
Nice.
exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
Everybody go follow her, find her,
Go
love
follow
her
Jenna.
up.
This was
Google me.
so
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
And we hope they can stay up and check the description wherever you're watching or listening to this right now, because we'll have links for all Jenna's stuff there, as well as links for the podcast. If you have never listened to this podcast before and you like it, consider sharing it with a friend. And if you listened before, then you should also share it with a friend, because it's cool. And the only way that other people listen to it is if you tell people to listen to it. And we need more listeners. We need more sponsors.
Please share.
David. Okay. So please share with a friend and leave us a rating wherever you listen to podcasts. It really helps. Apparently, I've heard from other people who do podcasts that you're supposed to leave ratings. So I don't know where you want to rate, but you should do it in 5 stars, obviously, unless you suck. But if you suck, it's okay. Rate us 5 stars, share with a friend, follow the podcast on Instagram at TWND Podcast, as well as X at TWND Podcast. So we'll catch you guys next week, and we will see you Monday.
Come. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Did I just spray myself in the fucking eye? I'm gonna make this work.